Some beautiful moment right there talking about sports. It doesn't get better than that. And we're still talking about events unfolding across the length and breadth of this. So you can always get that on Global Sport. And just like away from that, I have some special guests with me in the studio right here. Joining me right here is based in Germany, but occasionally comes to Nigeria because of what he continues to do to give to the society. I'm talking about no other person than Richard Agbonefo, who happens to be the president Hand to Hand Sports Foundation. It's a pleasure to have you this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
I know we've met a couple of times whenever you are in the country, looking at some of the things you're doing for kids and also sport. A couple of times we sponsor some handball championship right there.
Yes.
Also providing. Tell us, recently you had the annual general meeting, and what is the essence of what is in the annual general meeting, and what are your plans for the kids this year?
Yeah, thank you very much. Like you said, this foundation was founded 2 years ago because we want to try and stop child labor, child hawking, help children excel in sports and education. We had our second annual general meeting just a few days ago, and that's where we unveiled that we had 9 children also added to our scholarship program. We have altogether 18 children in the scholarship program, which we're very, very proud of because we are a young foundation and we're already gone so far. And also we gifted these children with school bags, school books, and shoes and clothes that will help them throughout the school year. And with the help of more donations and more people coming in, we'll do that again next year, continuously every year. So we also had this in the general meeting also. We rolled out our campaign of fight against African time. So this is just a lot of things happened during the AGM.
I'll get to the issue about fighting against African time because that's quite interesting. We always have what we call African time when it comes to the job. But I'll get to that. You talked about selection of 18 kids who will benefit from your scholarship.
Yes.
What is the selection process like?
Yeah, the selection process was how we started was like we went to the streets, looked for kids who looked like they are really down on their luck. So we see kids who are working on the mechanic shops of their parents. We talk to their parents, say, hey, why is that child working here? Why is the child not in school? And they give us their story, and we pick the kid and we help them. So this is one of the ways we do that. Well, since we have been more popular now, we get calls. We get calls from people who say, please, we need the help. Please help us. We get calls from widows. We get calls from parents who are living alone, from fathers and mothers who are living alone with their children who cannot help, or from people who have lost a partner, and or kids who are hawking. We say, okay, fine. We pick these kids. We don't just pick them. Our scholarship secretary goes there, talks to the parents, see their living situation. Because if we don't do that, everybody will just come and start saying, okay, they need help. So when we do that, we have this selective process, and we say, okay, fine, these people need help. Then we pick them into the program and make sure that those kids don't hawk again, and make sure that everything that when it comes to the receipts we are paying for the schools are very well documented. So these are some of the criteria we use to get kids into the program. Okay,
let's talk about the sports component of the Hand to Hand Foundation.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the sports component of the foundation.
Yeah, because I myself, I was a professional handball player. I played also for the national team in Nigeria. I have been playing handball for a long time, but I stopped, and I'm also a handball coach. So sports is part of my life. So I came back to Nigeria one time, and I saw a lot of talents in this country, and then I saw that they play competition. After that, they go home, nothing happens. No training, no competition. I said, fine, what can we do to change this? So I was doing it myself before, and I decided, okay, I cannot do this alone.
Yeah.
I started this foundation, started to try to get more donations, get people involved in it, so that we can now start helping kids and youths with training kits, training canvases, helping them to go to training with transportation, organizing tournaments, so that they will regularly training, regularly playing, so that they can be able to compete with other countries, other players from other countries or other states, just to get them, because without the training, nothing can happen. Even if they have talent, no matter the kind of talent you have, if you don't have training, it's dead. Yeah. So that's why I decided, okay, let us try and do something for these kids, and it's really working. Right now we have handball, we're going into boxing now, and athletics. So these are the 3 sports areas we have started with, and hopefully we will grow and cover all sports in Nigeria. Okay,
you are here with me in the studio talking fluently. I know for you to have been able to do that, you must have also combined it with education to make it who you are. Tell me, what is the plan to combine sports with education for some of these kids?
Yeah, the thing is that we sport and education goes hand in hand. The other one doesn't go away from the other. In Germany, where I live now, where I say it's my second home right now, it is not compulsory, but it's part of life for a child. The moment the child reaches the age of 5 or 6, it starts to do sports. Pick one sport or whatever to do, because it helps with the cognitive area of the child, with the mobility of the child. That's the first part. Secondly, it helps with the mental alertness of the child. Most kids who do sports are more alert in the school. So this is the first level of it. So when we go to the other level, sport is fun. Sport gets you out of daily life, get you out of other things. Like the saying goes, the idle mind is the devil's workshop. So if a child goes to school and comes home and does nothing, they come to different ideas. But when you go to school and you come home, you go to do sports, you meet people, you have friends. You can work together. You know what it means to work as a team, which is something we are lacking in this country. Working as a team is something like it's always every man for himself. But sports helps you to work as a team, to understand, even if you don't like somebody, but you know you have a goal. So you have to say, okay, how can I work with this person I don't like to achieve a common goal? So sports helps. Education helps you to read and write, to count, to get to different levels. Sports, that's human interaction with other people. It's something that we need in sports, and that is just the second level. Now the third level is this: when you are good at sport, we can see different footballers, we can see different tennis players, we can see different people in different in athletics. If you are good at what you do, you will be needed. People want to watch you do it. You will make money doing it. So if it doesn't work in education, which is of course in this country now it's very difficult to get jobs with what you're doing, you can also make it through sports and excel in sports.
Now you just touched the surface of something, talking about if it doesn't work out well in education, you can work out well in sport. Because so many people believe that we don't need, because when you look at so many scholarships acquired abroad, you see them, if we are good at sports, they give you scholarship to come to university and everything. But some parents don't want to combine it. What will your message be to those kind of parents? Why not encourage their kids to do that? My
message is there's more than one way to make it in life. It's not just through education. We know that right now in this country, if you go to school, there are lots of graduates selling pure water, selling sugarcane at the street because they don't have jobs. I have seen well-spoken people who are on the streets, they don't have jobs. So there's always this avenue, there's always this way to get to make it in life without blaming other people for it. You can say, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is my physical capability through sports. I can say to the parents, you will profit from it. I'm not talking about the monetary profit of it. I'm talking about the happiness of it. You see your child, when a child stays on that podium and sings the national anthem and raises his head up high, in that moment he's not thinking of Nigeria. In that moment he's thinking of the parents.
Exactly.
I'm talking from my experience.
I can connect with that.
I talk about that because when I stand on that podium with my medal in the hand, I know I'm a Nigerian. I know that Nigerians will be happy. But the thing is that when I get home, my father will not, or my mother will not say, well done. You know? So that's just a part of it. We have had, if I have a few times, let me just quickly say this. We went to under 12 or under 15 competition in Sweden and Italy. We won in Sweden and we got second place in Italy. We came back and they got everybody from our school to come and welcome us. Your own school, your friends are raising flags, and you're in the bus, you're raising flags. And you know, this pride, this joy is something that will never, it follows me till this day. It happened 30 years ago.
And you can't forget
I still have the medal till today. This is something that you cannot take away from anybody. And this is something that, and we have a lot of talented children on the streets, even in the house. We can use this talent. Most Nigerians who go somewhere else in other countries to make it, they make it there because they have training, they have support. So let us not send our children somewhere else to do that. Let them keep them here in this country, and then let us see in this country, and then this pride will always come out, and everybody will see why it's good for us to do sports.
Before I let you go, I must ask you talked about a fight against African time.
Yes.
And you're part of your objective.
Yes.
So what is it about that? You know you're all for foul of that. Tell us how you are trying to fight this.
Yeah, I'm just trying to create an awareness to it. Because if we talk about it very in different areas, but if we don't really discuss it and know the impact of African time, not just to us in Nigeria, but to other people around the world. People don't like working with us because we have that nature of not keeping to time. We have that nature of not doing what we agreed upon. So this is something that is very, very positive if we keep to time there's this dignity that comes with it. If you, I prefer to go to somebody and tells me, I go to a tailor and say, okay, give me my cloth in 1 week, and the tailor will say, sorry, I cannot do it in 1 week. Please come in 2 weeks time. I will respect it. I'll come in 2 weeks. But a tailor that tells me, come in 1 week, I come in 1 week is nothing. Oh, come tomorrow, come tomorrow, come tomorrow. I will never go back to that tailor. And we're wondering why we have bad luck in our business. But because there are these little things we do that make people not come back to you again. This trust is broken. I'm talking about not only the local level, in the governmental level. If somebody has to be in the office at 12 o'clock and you go to that office and it's not there, that is wrong. If we have a ceremony that is somebody, a head of state or whoever, a governor, a minister is coming, it's going to be 12 o'clock, it's not there, it is wrong. Because time is money, time is important. It helps us build relationships, not only in Nigeria, but also around the world.
Interesting right there. We've been talking with Richard Agbonifo, our president, hand-to-hand, our sports foundation there, shedding light on some of the things the foundation is all about. You have a tournament coming up?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about before we let you go.
On the 18th of this month, in 2 days' time, we have a tournament set up for 5 teams in Abuja. The main reason we set this up is to get these people out, to help them train, because it's the beginning of a training session. So we get them out and we have a lot of shoes for them. I bought a lot of handball shoes, handball jerseys for them to have, because most of them, like myself, I like to play handball. I used to wear my shoes for like 2-3 years. So now I want to regularly renew their shoes. We have about 70-80 shoes for these players. Every player who's going to play on that day is going to get new handball shoes. Like I promised, the first time we started this foundation, we're going to donate 1,000 shoes to sports enthusiasts and sports kids in this country. We are by around 900 now, so we are still going on. So that is one of the main reasons. Come together, play together, and get the shoes donations.
I must say big thank you to you, Mr. Richard Agbonifo, for joining us this morning, and also for the good job you are doing for the kids in the Federal Capital Territory and also across the length and breadth of this country. We hope that more champions can be raised through this initiative.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much right there. And that's going to be the size of the package for tonight. We have been able to keep our best with a whole lot of interesting things happening generally in the world of sport right there. From the world of